Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Aaryan Nukala. In this video, we're going to be visiting Panama City. We traveled by car and it took the entire day. So when we were going for lunch, we stopped here at Cancun's Mexican Grill. This restaurant was out in the nowhere, like out in the open, but we were so lucky we found it because we were starving and the food here was really good. When we first came in, we ordered to go eat in our car, so we ordered carry-out, but then we changed our mind and sat here and ate. The food was really good. We ordered tortilla bowls and the place was really neat and the service was good too. This was like the entrance of the actual city where you could start seeing all the buildings. So here are the resort villas, the Edgewater villas. So this is like our own separate house for the day. They also have golf and a swimming pool and everything, but we didn't take these houses. We wanted a beach view, so we took apartments that was right behind the beach, so we got a really good view of the beach, especially when during the sunset. Oh my gosh, you'll see a footage of it, don't worry. At least I believe you'll see a footage of it. I'm not sure. This was the entrance of our apartment, so we go in through here, and in that clubhouse, I don't know what was in there, but in this we had 2 swimming pools and like a private beach for only people in this apartment, and we got a really good view. And the beach weren't crowded because it was like the private beach for us only, so we enjoyed a lot. So guys, here's the beach view. It's so cool. It's so pleasant. Oh my god, I enjoyed this a lot. So whenever I was free, I just sat out here and enjoyed the beach view. I love the beach, at least this view. I'm joking, I also like the beach. See down there? That's one of our pools, and the chairs down there are for a better beach view. And I don't think you noticed or not, but there was also a volleyball net. So right now we're going to the beach, and see, that's how tall it was, our apartment. And that tiki airbrush, that was closed, but I believe that's a tattoo shop at least, or an artist shop, because there were paintings, but it looked more like a tattoo shop. We'll get back to that later. So that's how tall our resort was. I forgot what floor we were in. And now we're gonna go on to the beach. Just before we go to the beach, here's the other pool, the second pool we have. This pool's way more bigger, like giant. But the water was freezing cold and it was kind of empty, so. But this pool is way bigger than the one I showed you. And now let's go to the beach. Here's like a flat up view. So since this is like a private beach for us only, we had to exit this, and we also had to have a code to enter back in so no one else can enter this. But it was pretty cool. At least it was pleasant for us because there was no crowd, a lot of noise. It was pleasant and we enjoyed a lot. As you can see on this poster, they had all the beach service and all the rules and how like the rip tides go, rip currents, no lifeguard on duty, what those flags mean. And they also had beach service. I believe they also had like a campfire at the beach in the night, but we didn't visit it. Oh my god, guys, I was so excited to go on the beach. The sand was so soft. This beach we went to was the Panama City beach. Did you know that Panama's beaches go on for miles and miles and miles? This was the next day after our long drive. This was the next day when we went to the beach. We went early in the morning thinking it would be crowded in the afternoon, but we mistaken it. The afternoon it was empty, but in the afternoon there was a lot of sun, so the morning was the best time for us. It was kind of chilly, but I felt like that was a really good weather for the beach. We went to the beach for 2 days, but this is the first day. So on the first day, we went with our entire family and we enjoyed. I just relaxed in the sand and we also played in the water. Mostly me, I got wet a lot. And since there was a slight of wind, I was shivering the entire time I was on the sand, but I really enjoyed it. And since the sand was warm and since the water was cool and all that sign stuff I already know, but that balanced it. So whenever I was way too cold, I'd just relax in the sand and then go back into the water to wash all the sand off of me. So it was an entire loop. This is my second time coming to a beach. First time was same in Florida, Miami. It was like when I was in first grade, before I had a YouTube channel. So I don't remember I do remember part of it, but not a lot of it. And I didn't enjoy a lot. Since I was in first grade, I couldn't swim. I barely could do anything except play with the sand. So I didn't enjoy that. But this time, I actually enjoyed it. I felt like the beach is the beach. I understand why many people like the beach now. And I also went seashell collecting because I started finding a lot and I wanted to see how many I could end up at the end of the day. And I didn't end up with a lot. I'm shocked. Probably because we were in the morning and a lot of sand wasn't washed up by then. But I found a lot in only one area. And this is the max I ended up in the first day. But I still kept on searching. Most of it was in the water. I guess the sand has to get washed away. So here are some. I'm washing them up so you guys can see them more clearly. Most of them were broken, as you can see, so I didn't find good ones either. That one's broken. That one was good. That one was good. The big one was broken. That was my disappointment. So here's the outside view, not like the back view, the outside front view of our entire Panama. That vibrant thing was like a shopping area that had Lululemon and all that stuff. All those houses you see in rows, those were the villas I was talking about. They didn't have exact access to this private beach, but they did have a golf. This was Ripley's Believe It or Not, and the building behind it, this one, is Wonderworks, the one behind me. That building was so cool. It was upside down. How did they even build it? This one was cool too, like a ship coming out of nowhere. I think that was the Titanic. So after the beach, we went to Ripley's Believe It or Not, and we also went to Wonderworks. So here we go. When I used to read those Believe It or Not books, I used to always see these locations, and I really wanted to go there, but there was nothing in Georgia. But when we went to Florida, Panama, I found it, so I decided to go explore it. There were multiple things. There was the Believe It or Not, there was a moving theater show, and there was also a mirror maze. The inside was tiny because it was filled with like 3 shows, and they had a gift shop. One part was plushies, and the other part was other stuff. So this is where I got my tiniest yo-yo, the world's tiniest yo-yo. It isn't true currently, but it was the world's tiniest yo-yo. So here we're going into the moving theater show. It's like, you know, the theater games where you can shoot zombies and all that stuff. We chose, Neon Ninja, I believe. So let's check it out. You guys can watch. Actually, you guys can't watch it since we didn't record in it, but it was a really, really fun show. And not me, but my brother got the most points. So I heard someone say there was a button near the restrooms. I decided to go explore it out, but there was nothing. After the moving theater, we went into the mirror maze. Okay, the starting part was pretty easy, but after a few minutes, it was really confusing. I found a technique. So you just have to put a hand out, check for mirrors so you don't run into them. Even though I failed, I ran into mirrors thrice. Actually, more than thrice. And in the middle, they had pirate facts. And yeah, see, I was checking if there's a mirror because I saw this light show in front of us and in behind us. So I was just checking which one was real. This was so cool. Mirrors everywhere. Like all around the room. Even though it was a tiny tunnel, it looked like it was so big. No, it isn't. It's just a lot of mirrors. So here's the mirror maze. It was confusing. That was a mirror. And there was also this light color hallway. This was another confusing part too. But we didn't realize that this was the part of the exit. And you saw 2 me's because of the mirrors. And that's my mom recording. This maze was actually really fun, but really confusing. At one point, we were like so close to the exit, and we felt like we got stuck. We were like just so close to the exit, and we thought, wait, are we stuck? because we couldn't find our way out. And like just 2 more feet, and then we found it out. And after that, we went to the Believe It or Not auditorium, or mostly exhibit. It was the longest one and out of all of them, but it was pretty fun too. This way to weird. That person is weird. That was the first wooden functioning car ever built, so that was cool. And this was actually pretty fun. I enjoyed this part a lot. We spent 10 minutes in the starting area just to explore everything we could, because we thought this was going to be kind of small just like the other ones, but we were mistaken. We couldn't complete all of it. We kind of left out a tiny bit because time was running out and we had to visit another place. So in the starting area was this "Can you roll your tongue?" It was a mirror and then a video with all facts. Yes, I can roll my tongue. It is pretty easy. 1 in 10 can twist their tongue. Yeah, I can do that. And did you know that 1 in 1,000 can fold their tongue? I could not do that. I tried. I could not fold my tongue. Look at my trial. No, I cannot fold my tongue. And I don't know, I forgot what gardening was called again. And this was the Paul Walker Motor Oil portrait. This entire portrait was made by oil, like actual car oil. And see this car here? It was like fully made out of wood. Everything here was wood. That scary sound you heard was this chest that made a sound. And this was the world's fattest woman, I believe, or the fattest person in the world. And newspapers about the fattest people in the world. That is Willie Camper's hand. Oh, it's giant. Can you see how many eggs he can hold in one hand? That's crazy. Look at this. This entire bouquet art was made out of seashells. And this sculpture was a tobacco. And this was like the HMS Victory ship. So here is all about Robert L. Ripley. Yeah, Ripley's Believe It or Not. He's the one who made it. It's all about how many he traveled, how many people he met, how many weird things he discovered, what his house was. And that was like the sculpture of him. This, I believe, it's a puzzle. This is also a fun fact. And the puzzle here is, can you make all these 5 squares into 4? So that's how you that's how you make it. So remove 2 from that side, 2 from that side, and make it. This was the first Believe It or Not book, and those were some skulls and all that stuff. But this was really cool. This is human oddities. So what this is like how many humans, like weird humans. This person was Edward Manger, like a swimming expert, I believe, like something about breathing. And those sculptures, that ship, I believe, was made by bones, like actual bones. That's amazing and scary. They put all these weird and cool sculptures in frames, like together. They put a ship in a light bulb, and they made a ship with bones. And those are all the miniature ships. So that was all the ship's part. And here they made a hat with dog hair, a ship with matchsticks, with a sculpture with nails, and then like actual nails that you use to hit a door. And then they also made a lamp with popsicle sticks. That's just crazy. That's Robert Ripley. Movie I think he made. And then you saw that person over there. That person had the longest nose in history. He looks like Pinocchio. And ew, those were chewed gum sculptures. Ugh. I think that's Ripley. Yeah, I believe so. Oh, wait, no. It's a 3-legged man. A 3-legged man. That's crazy. How did he have 3 legs? Yeah, this was the longest nose in history. This person was a sideshow circus entertainer. And this is all the human oddities. This man had no legs. This man was a crocodile man. All his teeth are sharp teeth, like every one of his teeth is sharp. See? And the one beside them, this. He was a man with the golden nose. He could be rich. Look at him or her. That's weird. Oh. So see all these papers they're showcasing? All of these are pirate maps, like actual pirate voyage maps. These are all the maps or letters, maps and letters that Ripley found. And this is an exotic moth collection. So like all the butterfly moths and everything collection. This was the prehistoric woolly mammoth tusk and dinosaur eggs as a fossil. They fossilated dinosaur eggs. That's weird. I don't know why they added fake people in between, but this one gave me creeps. I don't know why. My mom thought they were supposed to be important and help us or like learn something from that. And that person's taking a photo of us. I don't know. I don't see how that's important. And all these stuff were like the bullets and the swords were actually from the Civil War. And so back like in the BCs, when people used to act like vampires or when people thought they were possessed, they thought they were vampires and then killed them. Here we're playing a bigger version of the game Operation, but it is actually harder. People would think it's easier because we have bigger tweezers, but no, it's actually way harder because it just is. The thingy's made of metal and everything. And here they had like these optical illusions. So if you move your head front and back, it makes you think that the circles are spinning of the way they're placed. And this one over here, so you have to put your hands and then stare at the circle for 30 seconds. Then your hands will seem like they're spinning. Yes, that's true. It actually happened to me. It was weird. Okay, let's continue. So which circle do you guys think is larger in this? Most people would say it's the left one. Actually, they both are equal. Even though that circle may seem larger than one to the left, the only difference is in this, the triangles are inside, and for that, the triangles are outside. But actually, both of the circles are the same size. Here are some amazing ship stories about the Titanic and some weird ships they found, like that one. That was a houseboat, like that big. They had 100 people can live in that lifeboat. Here is a weird crab, and here are some more weird sea things they found in the ocean. From after that part, this entire section was all on shark attacks in the ocean. That's how big a great white shark's mouth is. And these are fishy fables, so all like fish stuff, like fish interesting facts or fish interesting fossils, yeah. This is a pearl, actually the Mother Nature's pearl. Look at how it is. I mean, for me it looked like a normal pearl. But yeah, and these are the shark bite stuff. This was a fish scale flower. So that was an underwater flower, part of the coral reef. And this was a megalodon shark jaw. Oh my god. In this part of like the Ripley's Believe It or Not, all they showcased were like sea amazements they found or sea creature fossils and everything. This part shows not only the things they found in the sea, but also the things they made with the things they found in the sea. So see this, the pearl tie. It's the largest pearl replica. They made it with pearls. So pearls are found in the sea and they made items with pearls. You see how they divided Believe It or Not into different variations or stations, right? And in every station, they had simulations. I mean, station means theme. That was the ocean. They had an ocean simulator over there. Here it's all like the weird stuff, art, people. This one was my favorite because they made like all this stuff. This a JFK portrait with computer keys. I believe this is mostly art, so it tells how they made art. This one is with light bright stuff, I believe. See, it showcases all the art. And in some places you can also get the weird butcher medallions, you know, the collector's coins, those. Here they also showed two weird people. They painted themselves and turned themselves into an animal and a vampire. This person's a lizard man. He turned himself into a lizard with all like the tongue and everything. And this is the vampire woman. She turned all her teeth into sharp teeth and dressed up like a vampire and roamed around like that. Here are all the collector medallions. There are 4 different medallions and you can collect them all. Most people, what they do is collect one every time they come here. This is a portrait they made with all puzzle pieces. Liz Taylor jigsaw puzzle portrait. With all jigsaw pieces, they combined and made her portrait. Isn't that so cool? I mean, I can't believe doing that. It probably took them like 3,000 years. Here they show Lizard Man's interview and how he became like that and why he wanted to do that. I mean, did you look at his teeth? Did you guys know there was a day based on a famous magic trick? You know the sword swallowing magic trick, right? It seems there's a sword swallowing day for that. See? World Sword Swallowers Day. And here are some swords showcasing like they actually put it in their mouth. Like they actually tried swallowing. Here are the swords. Like it's crazy. And did you know that those are fake swords they put in their mouth? Those are actual real sharp swords with no tricks in them. Oh my god. Did you also know that this is actually one of the world's hardest and most dangerous magic tricks? Because you have to put it in properly. Even one slight movement, one slight disturbance, it can cut your entire mouth up. It's crazy. This section over here is all the native tribes from different countries. I don't know if it's based off like one native tribe or like one country's native tribe. But here they displayed all the native tribes' weapons, what they did, their cultures, and everything. Here, this is called a shrunken head. I believe they actually shrunk real heads through techniques and they just took off the skull and added hair and everything. Oh, it looks terrifying in person. And here they added a video showing more stuff about this native tribes. And here are all their artworks and designs they made. This over here, it seems like a mouth wear disc. They said it was to stretch their skin around their mouth. I don't know why they'd ever want to do that, but that's just weird. I mean, actually I can't say that since it's probably their tradition and it's gonna be disrespecting the tradition. This is how they killed and hanged their people who entered their tribe without permission or betrayed them. Oh, it's scary, guys. This was my least favorite area because it was so scary and the atmosphere was so dull and everything. This was Mr. Robert Ripley's house. It's all the things he had in his house and how he, decorated his house with all the things he found. Did you know he traveled around the world to get all this stuff? Because he loved exploring, so he was always going to collect something. He also got the Thai temple Buddha. How did they allow him? That's crazy. He loved traveling and learning about different cultures, so he bought back something to resemble that culture so he would be reminded of it every time. This was just amazing on how he set up. He combined multiple pieces he got and turned them into a really good scenery. Wow. Without the music, it looks like an Indian feel. It gives you an Indian feel. And all the items he got in here are the ones he acquired from India. But with the music, it kind of gives you a Chinese vibe. I don't know why. It's just the music. See, another decoration from India. He also showcased some different traps like he found when he was exploring and what they used, the different traps they used. Well, it's not anything dangerous, but it just is kind of weird. It's not anything dangerous, but the real ones are. The ones showcased aren't. See this giant ship sculpture? This entire ship was carved out of jade. This part is all the China part. He found these two different people, like not weird, but special people from China. And he took photos of them and made them into a sculpture and displayed their heads. Not real heads, the sculpture heads, but yeah. With this part of the museum, you could understand that he loves exploring and he loves other cultures because he even had their tribal stuff, India's old culture, China's old culture, Japan's old culture, Buddhist, like every religion in here. And he displayed all of them, so it shows he loves like learning about cultures. And see those doors? Those doors are from his house from India. Imagine how big his house was, because look, he had to display all these stuff. He can't just leave them everywhere. And he had to have furniture placed to roam like comfortably without knocking anything down. Like his house was probably giant. And his house was a museum. You didn't have to go anywhere because he literally had everything in his house, bro. It's crazy. Piano stairs. Beginning of the video, you saw the roll your tongue area, right? So here they have the camera view because when you were rolling your tongue, you were getting recorded, and you can view everyone whoever tried rolling their tongue through this. This was like the camera, and you can go how back you want, but it's kind of hard to control because it's so like easily moving and everything moves so fast. I don't know what to call this, a random exhibit. I don't think it would be a random exhibit because it's more like a playground, because they had this giant play set with not play set, like an actual playground with slides. This one right here. I just went and explored it if there was anything weird because it's believe it or not. So I just went and explored it to see if there was anything different, but nothing. It was just a normal playground. Well, I didn't explore the entire thing, just the basics. But if I did have time, I would have. We were running out of time because we decided to go more places. And here they had this marble type thingy and also a bunch of paintings on how they painted it with different items. Here, look. So this one was painted with a different item except paint, like different ones. Marble thing I was talking about. It's a giant marble course. The marble keeps on going up and down. Once it gets all the way down, somehow it goes up. I didn't watch the full thing. Like I told you, we were running out of time because we had to explore more places. But I don't know how it went up, but I think there were controls. I don't know where. I think there were controls, and with those controls you could change the track. I was actually trying so hard to open this gate because they had a sign saying this gate is impossible to open and it couldn't be opened. But I still tried because that was the goal. You had to try opening it. I tried from both sides. Like, no, it wasn't actually opening. Like, locked or jammed. I don't know. Like, it was impossible to even turn the knob. I was confused in some like experimental areas because look, like they said to click the button and it wasn't working. Was it broken, or did they actually made it on purpose to trick people by not making it work? Like, I don't know. See this, I was clicking the button but nothing was happening. we were looking around to see if there was anything else to see in here, because this was like our one and only short exhibit, because all the other parts were so long. You have to walk like 10,000 steps just to get past them. But this was like the only short exhibit. I was shocked. The next exhibit was mostly based off the Titanic, like how cold the Titanic water was when they sank, and how like the parts of the Titanic. And did you actually know that even though many people think that the Titanic, the giant ship, sunk and broke down because it hit an iceberg, but actually no, there was a coal blast inside that ship that made it sink. And with that impact of the iceberg too, with both of their power, it sank. Did you know that water cools down your body 26 times faster than air can cool down your body? Even though you kind of feel the shiver with air, it actually starts before, and water can cool your body down way faster. Here, I'm trying the touch the water challenge. This was how cold the water was when the Titanic sunk. Like, oh my god, I don't know how the survivors swam, but it was freezing cold. Like, it was freezing temperatures. It was like 0 degrees Celsius. Oh my god, it was so cold. The maximum I could put my finger in that water was 10 minutes. Here, they showed how deep the Titanic sunk. It was 12,400 feet down, like taller than Burj Khalifa, like a million Burj Khalifas. Oh my god, that was like, they sunk so deep, the Titanic. This was the world's tallest person, not alive, like in total. He died, but this person was the world's tallest person. He was like 8 foot something. This is Wonderworks. We're gonna visit Wonderworks in my other Panama City vlog video, because Wonderworks is like Believe It or Not, but it has more exhibits. It's more an experimental thing. And guys, we finished the Believe It or Not and the beach today. And I'm gonna see you guys showing the sky view and the Wonderworks in the next video. Okay guys, bye. Like, share, and subscribe the video. And don't forget to click the bell icon after you subscribe the video. Thanks for watching. Bye. See you in my next Panama second day vlog.